Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. Today I'll make another video on the same series of Solidity programming series, and in this I'll just try to cover another concept which we call it as a structure. So what is a structure in Solidity itself? I'll try to cover in this video itself and where exactly we are utilizing the structure. So we'll just go with the theory part first, and then I have two codes to get it explain you about give you the understanding on structure itself. Okay, so let me go to the theory part first, cover up that theory part so that you can able to understand, and then we'll proceed further with the actual understanding on through the practical section for it. So if I'm talking about the structure itself, in Solidity, a struct is a user-defined data structure that allows you to group together different data types under a single name. So you can group multiple data types under a single name that we call it as a structure. It is similar to a records or a class in other programming language. So like in other programming languages, we have the class, we have the records, similar like that. We in case of Solidity, we have the struct. You can use structs to represent more complex data type by combining multiple fields itself. Okay, so I'll just read the content once again for you so that it's a bit clear to you. In Solidity, a struct is a user-defined data structure that allows you to group together different data types under a single name. It is similar to a record or a class in other programming languages. You can use structs to represent more complex data types by combining multiple fields. Now it's clear to you, and that's understood. Like as remember, in Solidity itself, we are using a Solidity, utilizing it just to make a smart contract. So we need to be mindful of gas cost and other consideration when writing a code for the deployment on a blockchain itself. So make sure that you have to use the appropriate things which is required for it. So it doesn't mean like you have to use anywhere anything about it. Whatever the requirement, we just have to get it identified first, according try to make the code for it. So now we go to the practical section, see that how a structure can be utilized in a smart contract. So now we go to the system just to see that. So now we'll be talking about the practical section for it. So in this itself, you can see this is straightforward syntax. Now in this the structure we have to get it defined outside the contract. So you can define inside of it also, but over here itself, just to get it explain you about it, as we can utilize that if we wanted to get it utilized in multiple contract, we have to get it defined outside the contract so that we can utilize in multiple contract. But over here itself, I'm just making only one contract. I'll try to cover another contract in later video itself, but not in this video itself. I'll just in this video only one code. I'll just try to get it explaining you about it. In that structure, we are defining outside the contract. And now if I'm talking about the contract name, it's a demo. Then we have to get it define it like as a user define itself. So we just have to get it define as student, the name of the structure, and we have to get it defined as public as S1 itself. So S1 is a variable name. We just have to get it defined. Now we have to start a constructor over here itself. In this, we are giving two inputs from our side. I'll just explain you about it, what exactly the constructor is doing it, which we have already discussed in a later video, in earlier video also when I have prepared the video on the constructor. But over here itself, we are giving two inputs from our side, and that to be get it stored over there itself. So that is one of the thing we are doing it with the constructor over here. We are giving two inputs, and that to be get it assigned instead of the role and the name. Now there is another function which we are using it, which we call it as a change. So in that function itself, if I'm talking about like we are taking two inputs, and in that itself, whatever the inputs we are taking it, we'll just try to modify that, alter that, just to override the stuff which we have, get it done from the constructor. So whatever the inputs we are giving it from the constructor, and we click on the change and try to provide the data from our side, variables, content, value we provide from our side. And in that case, it's get override the value which is provided from the constructor side at the time of the deployment. Okay, and that to be get it assigned to the new student itself. That is actually via code of it. Now let me compile the code and let you know about it. So when we compile the code and get it deployed, so at the time of the deployment, you can see we had to provide two inputs from our side. So one, I'll provide one roll number itself. So one roll number is 21. And now the name, so the name is Sam. I'll provide it from my side, and then I'll click on deploy. Once I'll deploy it, so over here itself, if I'll try to click on Sam S1 itself, so I can able to see roll number is 21 and the value is of the name of the person is a Sam. If I want to change it, so I'll simply have to give some another input, and then I'll give it as 22 as a roll number and Rita is a name. Now if I'll click on the change, and once again if I'll click on S1, I can see it's get overwrite over there itself. So whatever the inputs we are giving it from our side in a structure itself, it's get overwrite over here itself. Okay, that's all about it in a structure itself, which I want to get it covered in this video itself. I hope you are able to understand what's the need of it, and with the theory part also you're able to understand like why we require the structures to get deployed, why we require the structure. Actually we in a smart contract we are required the in smart contract we required the structure at multiple places. So that's all about this stuff, is it? So as per need itself we have to get it, utilize that. I hope you are able to understand the structures concept itself. I hope like you are able to understand that, and if you have any doubt, please provide your feedback in the comment section of this video itself. If you think like I have not covered a lot of things related to the structure itself, so I'll just suggest you like it's better for you just to go with the documentation of the Solidity itself, and in that even if you're not able to understand, then in that case please put it the comment. I'll just make another video on the structure itself with a lot of content over there itself. Even I'll just try to add one more code itself in this video itself, later phase itself, not in this. I'll try to make it another one smart content and utilize that and let you know about it, how to get it user structure in multiple content. When we try to get it deployed multiple content, how we can utilize the structure itself, I'll try to make that also in a later phase itself. Okay, so that's all about in this video itself. Thank you so much once again. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Once again, thank you so much.